welcome to our 6th music market, our 30th anniversary functions, and when I held my anniversary function last October in Hong Kong, but it's always good to know that together we're 110 years old.
We're doing a lot of things in many ways, so it's hard to then pick a few points to present, but I focus on 5 highlights for this year. Lifting of the streaming quarantine, 30th anniversary, back catalogue campaigns, Naxos Music Group focus, and then timeline marketing we recorded.
Naxos war nie nur ein Durchlauferhitzer für Produkte, sondern hat sich sowohl im Vertrieb wie auch als Label immer auch um die Inhalte gekümmert. Das heißt, da hat man wirklich einerseits natürlich das Kommerzielle, andererseits aber auch wirklich die Liebe zur Musik. Und das ist das, was Klaus Heymann ausmacht, was ihn auch prägt und gleichzeitig aber natürlich auch der Wunsch eben auch mit Musik erfolgreich zu sein.
I think what I see with a lot of labels is that all the attention is on the artistic side, and the artistic side is important, of course, but from the very beginning, Naxos was very conscious of the business side and the financial things that underpin any kind of business, and I think there was a very, very early awareness, particularly on the part of Klaus, to say we have to run this like a business, even though it is an artistic business.
Es ist ein multinationaler Familienbetrieb. Also sehr, sehr flexibel, direkte Wege. Und das ist schon ein Riesenvorteil, also diese ganze Bürokratie nicht dabei zu haben.
We talk about Naxos as the Naxos family, so that's one of the great benefits of working for Naxos is that we're very multicultural. We have offices in all the major territories. Everybody gets along. We don't stick just to specific roles. We're quite happy to help other people out and to share expertise and work together as a family.
I am really optimistic because it depends on the persons. And if the persons are correct and the ideas and the concepts are clear, why not go on? The main difference is the president of the company, the chairman, because we have a real physical man, not a topic on the screen.
Heymann war ein Revoluzer. Der Grand Seigneur war damals ein Revoluzer mit einem Label, das alles über den Haufen geworfen hat, was man so vorher unter Plattenmachen verstanden hat. Und wenn wir heute sehen, 30 Jahre, er hat in ganz vielen Sachen recht gehabt. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Also großer Respekt.
Well, Klaus Heymann, when it comes to Naxos, is basically a music lover, a record collector who turned his hobby into a business.
After turning a hobby into a business was a hobby business. One thing led to another. There was no grand plan of overtaking the universe or anything like that. And so we went from one thing to another. And, we've been through some of the development together. Yeah, and so I'm as surprised by the success as everybody else.
Today, the Naxos label has more than 10,000 titles and nearly the same number of different compositions. At Naxos Global Logistics, thanks to Hamid, there are 90,000 different items and 5 million units. Jesus.
If you study publisher catalogs, the history of music, you come to the conclusion that maybe 2 million hours of music have been written. And if you look at the catalog at the time, maybe 100,000 hours of these 2 million hours have been recorded. So gentlemen, we have 1.9 million hours to record. That's enough for your lifetime and your children's lifetime and their children's lifetime.
One of the reasons I think that Naxos and Marco Polo before it may have succeeded is that Klaus created it as an act of love, really, for a beautiful person and a beautiful violinist. We have Takako Nishizaki to thank for that. Takako-san, could you stand for a moment? Let us welcome.
It is actually true that without Takako there would be no Naxos, because back in 1974, after we first met, I went to see her dad in Nagoya to ask his permission to marry his daughter. And he asked me many questions, which I hope she translated properly to me in my responses back to her dad. I'm not quite sure what she told him about me. But one thing he said, when he said more or less, it's okay, you can go ahead and marry, but he said, one thing is, she is very lazy. She doesn't like to practice. Until today, I made her practice. You marry her, you make her practice. And how did I do that? I said, look, there's nothing you can do in Hong Kong. You have to start making recordings. That's how it all happened. Anyway, so there's some exaggeration in all the things talk about me. I had a lot of luck as well. But above all, I like and love classical music. And classical music is my life. And my wife is a classical musician. And that's all we live and talk. And that's what we do. Thank you all.
Klaus Heymann hat es ja gesagt, ohne seine Frau, die Geigerin Takako Nishizaki, würde es vielleicht Naxos oder würde es wahrscheinlich Naxos gar nicht geben. Das heißt also, die Musik stand immer im Vordergrund und das ist schon mal sehr wichtig. Aber im Grunde genommen ist Naxos ja heute die Nummer 1. Ist ja, wir sprechen heute nicht mehr über Majors, ich sage manchmal, es sind eher noch die Minors, die dann neben Naxos agieren.
I owe Naxos and Klaus a lot for all the discoveries that I've made. And as a voracious listener myself, I wouldn't want to be without it. And the Naxos Music Library, that has to get a special mention because that is the most efficient working tool that I've got at my disposal. If I need to read liner notes, hear music, and I don't have it on my shelves, that's where I go, and that's where I know I'll get it. And I'll get it in 15 different versions if necessary. And I think me and students and professionals are tremendously thankful for that tool, which is absolutely wonderful.
There is such an enormous breadth of repertoire to begin with, so you have to be well versed in several different genres of music. You have to understand music from the Middle Ages to the present day. I'm very fortunate in the sense that I have a couple of particular enthusiasms, I would call them passions, Shostakovich, 20th century Italian music, and that has been one of the main inspirations for me working for Naxos, being able in effect to make a small contribution to recordings in those two particular fields.
Neither the Slovak Philharmonic nor the Czechoslovak Radio Symphony Orchestra will ever forget this wonderful offer and this wonderful possibility to look into the freedom. And I will also never forget the day when I met Klaus Heymann and he changed my life so substantially.
Klaus, I owe you so much. Thanks for being who you are. Thanks for having met me. Thanks for taking my hand if you did. And let's continue. We are both old. We have lots of miles in us. Thank you.
I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Takako and Klaus, for your generosity and your support throughout this year. And I know that I have many behind me when I say thank you for letting us being a part of this journey.
To Naxos, to Klaus and Takako.
freedom in repertoire, which you have there, is something unusual and very valuable. So, first of all, thanks for being there, for having created out of nothing this really remarkable achievement, and just here's to many more years, many more decades.
Von Vivaldi bis Sarasate bis Wolfgang Riem und auch Klassiker wie Mendelssohn, Saint-Saëns, aber auch Brahms, jetzt was dann kommt. Das finde ich wirklich wunderbar, dass man wirklich vielseitig auch aufnehmen kann. Über 10 Jahre bin ich schon glücklicherweise ein Teil der Naxos-Familie, würde ich auch mich dann selber so einsehen, und ich wünsche uns alle noch weitere, gute und bessere Jahre. Und das ist dann immer so schön musikalisch, auch menschlich und in aller Hinsicht dann weiter gut läuft.
Wenn man von der Naxos-Familie spricht, dann, also ich glaube, die anderen Künstler können das auch bestätigen, dann meint man wirklich das, was man sagt. Also man hat das Gefühl, auch wenn das Label natürlich so groß ist und so viele verschiedene Stationen hat, überall auf der Welt, dass alle mit demselben Spirit arbeiten und dieselbe Energie in die Arbeit stecken. Und dass es allen letzten Endes um das Gleiche geht, nämlich zuerst um die Musik, um unser Repertoire, und natürlich um die Künstler auch, aber eben darum, künstlerisch wertvolle Aufnahmen zu produzieren. Es ist eine unheimliche Freude, hier dabei zu sein, gerade natürlich bei diesem festlichen Anlass, und ich hoffe, noch einige Jubiläen miterleben zu dürfen.
A party or a dinner or a social event is never successful unless there are lots of speeches and lots of toasts. It's very, very important.
Well, I think we all want another 30 years, so we fingers crossed, and I hope many of us will still be around then.
For the future, I would just want to say, I mean, Naxos is 30 years old now, and I think it can, continue for a very long time. I think there's a lot of optimism still here at Naxos, a lot of opportunity for us to continue to be the champion for classical music in many, many ways.
An das Team, dass sie weiterhin so erfolgreich mitarbeiten, an Klaus Heymann, dass er natürlich noch viele Jahre und Jahrzehnte um uns herum ist, und letztendlich, dass uns das, was uns antreibt, nämlich die Leidenschaft zur Musik, dass es wirklich noch für über viele Jahre und Jahrzehnte geht und wir eben tatsächlich in einem schwierigen Umfeld uns wie so ein Leuchtturm auch immer wieder aufstellen können.
Dass es wenigstens die nächsten 15 Jahre weiter aufwärts geht. Und dass Herr Heymann lange als zumindest großer, erfahrener und weitsichtiger Berater im Hintergrund erhalten bleibt.
Ich wünsche ihm, dass er weiterhin die Kraft hat, sich auf diesem Markt zu behaupten, die Gedanken, die er sich macht, einzubringen in das Day-to-Day-Business, damit es dann die anderen umsetzen können, dass er weiterhin die Projekte fördert, die ihm wichtig scheinen. Und Naxos wünsche ich, dass halt eben die ganze Lage stabil bleibt und der Markt weiterhin so gut funktioniert, dass er von diesem Label getragen werden kann.
I hope next 50 years Naxos will survive all partners together. Yeah. Anyway, congratulations.
Happy birthday, Naxos anniversary, and same as me.
Yeah, thank you.
Watch your hands. Okay.